Who is the biggest talker?
Larry Bird.
It is Larry Bird.
Yeah. Larry Bird would say to me, we walk out and you ever see him on a layup line, look like he doesn't talk. And then he gets out in the what you call and you're supposed to be giving people 5. He won't shake your hand. He was like, I'm giving you 30. And you look around like, what? You're getting 30 tonight. Yeah. I'm giving you 30 tonight. Yeah. And we're adjusting his tight shorts. And you believe him because he would give you 30. He would give everybody 30 and in the flow of a game. And when he came to me, he said, what's up, Sal? I got in the game. And he was like, oh, you starting tonight? I go, yep, I got you. He said, y'all double teaming? I said, nah, I got you straight up. He said, y'all not double teaming me? He said, change the play. He said, mouse in the house. And inside pivot, shot it. He said, it's going to be a long night, Sal. I was like, wow.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? They thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. And he told me 2 things one game. Our rotations, double teaming, Kevin McHale always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting it. So he shot one, and I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, Scott, you're a little too late. A little too late. So we playing him. In the last play, he says to James Worthy, he said, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over at that corner. He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or DJ, the late, great DJ. Yeah. Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
I remember the first time I played against Bird. I never forget this. Go to shake his hand. I'm a rookie. I'm playing against the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden. Go shake, and Larry put both hands behind his back. Wouldn't shake my hand. I said, okay, he's just getting into the game. In the first play of the game, he said, you don't even belong in this league, Holmes. And he shoots a 3. Now, I wasn't mad that he made the 3, but I said, there's something, this called me Holmes. and he came down and did it again, so I'm pissed, So the next time down, see me on the breakneck pitch, and I jump up and I throw it down on him, right? He fouls me. And he said, hey, Rook, I like you. You got hot. He said, but I'm still getting 30 on your ass. I mean, that's who he was. But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me, because he respected me, because he knew that I was going to keep coming. That really taught me something, If you wasn't prepared to play against guys like that, you got embarrassed. Larry had 60 against us one game in New Orleans. I'll never forget that game. He was so hot, he started shooting 3s with his left hand. It was mind-blowing. He had an attitude and the heart of a lion. And he didn't like anybody. He didn't care who you were. And we never shook hands for 13 years.
I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback. He says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, a really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out. Absolutely. And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night. That was a tough night, man. The biggest argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
But when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says, left side across the 3, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit.
He told me, young fella, let me tell you something.
I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now, you're not gonna shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm gonna take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm gonna give you something, and it's gonna be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up, and it was all drones. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more. He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They'll be always mentioning him. He was the shit. Yeah. The shit, man. He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
I just remember my first day being in the car and or getting off the plane, and I see a sign, and it says Mr. Bird and Mr. Weber. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no way. Mm-hmm. And so I get in the car, and it's Larry fucking Bird. And I shake his hand. I'm quiet, trying to feel that balance in the car and everything. And it's the old school limo sitting in the back. And when we get out, he doesn't say much, but when we get out, he goes, hope you get your sleep tonight, because I'm gonna bust your ass tomorrow.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to say, but I knew this is a moment you have to say something. Like you can't. And I was like, Larry, your back is already hurting, man. You need to take it easy. And then I run to the room and I call my father. I'm like, Dad, Larry Bird was just talking shit to me.
We were playing in Phoenix, and we were way up. We were like 15, and we have the worst fourth quarter in the history. We're terrible, and Larry's bad. Larry's missing shots, throwing it to the other team, throwing it in the third row, and they come back and somehow they go up too. So we have a play, out of bounds play. I'm taking it out, and Larry says, I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out and I'm going to shoot a three. And I'm like, we're down 2. I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm like, let's shoot a 2, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime, see if we can't win this game. And Larry says, no, I'm just going to bust a 3 on him. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So he tells the Phoenix bench, he tells the coaches, yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this. And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, comes out, gets the ball at the slot, shoots the ball. As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so. He stopped running to the locker room. And it went in, and I just started laughing. I was like, oh, man. It's just one of those ones where you just kind of, he has such supreme confidence, and it was just, but I just, that's the one when you're back in, and Larry went in and said, well, I won the game in the first 3 quarters, then I lost it in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter, excuse me. Then I won it at the end. He goes, my record tonight is 2-1. We all just kind of laughed about it.
And you talking about a trash talker? Oh, he's called us stat rats. He called us stat rats.
Stat rat?
You stat rats.
You been talking to guys like that?
Yes, challenging us.
That's Larry too?
Everybody, and trust me.
Oh my goodness. The stories of him talking trash.
I was just saying.
Oh my goodness. One thing you got to give Larry Bird, he could be red hot or ice cold. He never stopped talking trash, ever. Man, the Phoenix Suns, and their main man was Tom Chambers. And Chambers was guarding Larry. And so in the jump ball circle, Larry walked through myself and Chambers, and then came back and told Chambers, I know you're guarding me, and I want you to know something. There's only one man that can guard me, and that's God. Now think about that for a second. Think about the confidence and the arrogance it takes to make that statement. Think about that for a second.
We had Pete at the end of his career, and we had Larry in the beginning stages of his career. So Pete passes the ball to Larry. Pete's man runs down and double teams Larry. Larry puts some up shot, and goes astray. And we come back to the bench, and Pete goes, Larry, you're being double teamed, man. You got to pass the ball. And Larry looked up and said, if you were any good, that would be double teaming me. I was thinking in my mind, that's gonna leave a mark. Wait a minute, this dude was a Hall of Famer, man. He was one of the best players ever to play the game. And Larry just insulted him. And this was cool. This was his damn teammate. This is a teammate. That's what the arrogance of Larry, which I thought was just funny when you talk about black and white. And today we couldn't say that. Larry would be pissed off if the other team, the opposing team, put a white guy on him, the guard. They're like, are you? Yeah. So, Coop, you're the furthest thing from a white guy. So he was all right with you guys. We played somebody like Detroit. They put Kelly Tribuco on it. He would just be insulted.
Larry gets me at the top of the key and he's walking me underneath his basket. He goes, Coop, I'm ready to wear your out. What? Okay, I get down to my best defensive stance. He goes down the lane. He comes off the left side and Robert Parrish sets a pick. Great picker. Come off and we knew the play. We knew what was coming up. And Kareem was ready. And as Larry comes off the pick, shoulder to shoulder with Parrish, and I'm trailing behind him, he catches the basketball right about the elbow. And he gets the ball and he goes up, and Kareem stops him from turning the corner. Larry catches the ball, he goes up in the air, and here I come. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to smash this man. So I jump up, and I got my hand, and I don't know how Larry got this ball between Kareem and I. Because Kareem had his hands up. I'm coming with my right hand, and he hit a great pass. Like I said, I don't know how he got it to him. Hits Robert Parrish for rolls to the basket, and Robert dunks it. And Larry looks over his shoulder at me, and he laughs. He said, I told you. That right there, that shows you the essence and who this guy was. He was about team. He was about winning. He was about making plays.
Ricky and Rick Mahomes' mom was there. I was saying, he said, Ricky, kiss your mama, Ricky, kiss your mama. And for the rest of the night, that's all we would say.
Hey, look.
Horn, kiss your mama.
But Brad, I'm going to tell you something. You know, it's funny. That's when Larry Bird I think we're in a car together. I'm posting him up. And he's laughing, and he was telling me something. He's like, because you started that kiss your mama, and then we playing. Hey, listen, they were booing me in Hartford. I'm like, I'm from here. As soon as that started, I said, man, I hate Boston. And I was rooting for the Knicks all the time. I couldn't stand Boston. Still don't like Boston.
Well, it wasn't a big deal. It's just that very somber locker room. Nobody was saying anything because we compete against each other, mostly on a nightly basis. And there's not a lot of rapport going back and forth, but pretty quiet. Guys, a little nervous. A lot of the guys that was in the competition were great shooters, but they were bench players. They didn't play maybe 12, 10 minutes a game. So it's a whole different feeling when you get out there, because when you're shooting that basketball and there's 20,000 people in the arena, there's 40,000 sets of eyes on you. It's a little different. And it's just you. So I knew they was under a lot of duress anyway. So I said it just to break the ice, but I didn't think it would ever leak out there. But truthfully, I meant it. I mean, I knew I was probably going to win the contest. Well, my confidence came from me shooting basketball by myself for hours upon hours. Now, I didn't pick up a ball on a Saturday and decide I was going to score 40 a game. I mean, that preparation came way before that. So I played a lot of basketball in my life and did a lot of shooting from every angle, from every position. Then once I grew, be 6'9", the game became a lot easier. But I put my time in, so I knew I put more time in than anybody else. And I had skills that other people didn't have, so I had a lot of confidence in whatever I did out there on the basketball court. Well, I mean, everybody talks about this trash talking stuff. It's a little bit overblown. I mean, I said some things, but the talk didn't go on and on and on. You had to play the game. But some guys would say things. Guys walk up to you when you're on the free throw line and walk by and say something. But mine wouldn't do anything to disrespect people. Sometimes you get into it with players and you say things, but more is just fun. Dominic Wilkins is a guy that I respect more than anybody I ever played against. And I talked to Dominic just being him. Nobody knew we was talking. And what a great player. I love to compete against him. But he used to laugh at me, which I thought was pretty cool.
I was getting ready to start a game, get up to the jump ball, and Larry said, just out of the blue, he goes, go ahead, Kevin, tell Elvin Hayes what you told me. And I didn't tell him anything. And I said, well, go ahead, tell him. Like, you said you were going to kick his ass. And I'm like, oh, man. And Elvin Hayes is looking at me. Well, at that point, it was hard to say, no, I didn't say anything. I said, I guess so. But, Larry just got stuff started up. Larry is a funny guy.
Isaiah Thomas, let's talk about Larry the Legend.
Uh-oh.
The resume is long,
yeah,
but he's really known for two things mostly: shooting and talking trash on the court.
Yeah.
Which one bothered you the most?
His shooting. I mean, his shot was just so, perfect. you know, and not only was it perfect, you know, my mother-in-law nicknamed his jump shot Silent Death because when he shot it, the ball just like rolled in the air and it was almost like it was playing a song the way it was like just moving in the air and then it would just swish through. I mean, his shot was just so, and he was just, you know, as a competitor, I mean, he was a killer. I mean, just a straight killer. And, you know, again, you've heard me mention and talk about the Celtics a lot. They taught us a lot of great lessons. You know, he definitely talked a lot of trash, but at the same time, he was backing it up. And during that period of time, you know, all of us in the summer, I don't know if there was an NBA player who didn't try to shoot or imitate Larry Bird's shot in some way, shape, or form because it was so pretty and it was just so, he was great.
Final Larry story I'll tell you is when I made 2 shots against the Bulls in Game 7, he took me out in the 4th quarter. And I was pissed. And ain't nobody in the world care that I ain't played the last 5 minutes, but I did. You told me if it was up to, we'd have won if I was in, Larry.
Of course. If you remember, y'all had like a lead in the 4th quarter, like a 12-point lead.
Dog, I made 2 straight shots. I made those 2 shots. They called timeout. During that timeout, they took me out of the game.
You know why, Jay? I know why. You know why. You don't play defense. That's what it was.
They get Darren McKinnon. We got
it's nice that you made 2 shots, Mr. Rose, but we need a 2-way player now.
Correct. And so, like, I was going to do the little kid thing. And by the way, when I did the Kobe 81 Olives, when Kobe says, Jalen.
Oh, no.
That's how Larry did me. I got on the bus, thought I was going to pout and walk right past him. And I walked by his seat. He's like, Jalen. And I stopped. I went back. He had a beer in his hand. And I don't curse, but I'm going to say what he said just for inflection. I was like, what's happening, coach? He's like, I f***ed up.
Ooh.
I was like, you know what? All good, coach. We'll be back next year.
You think Larry Bird wanted to beat Michael Jordan? Do you think Larry Bird wanted to beat Michael Jordan? And you know what he says? With all those emotions and disappointment, knowing that your season's over,
Larry Bird has his own thing that he's trying to get accomplished, including beat Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan trying to get his second three-peat. Reggie Miller was trying to get his first championship along with Mark Jackson and Chris Mullins. You get the point. Jalen Rose is like low on the totem pole for Larry Bird, as far as I'm concerned. So when I get on the bus and he cares about my feelings, that mattered to me.
Yeah,
and at that point, I was like, that's my guy. It's ride or die. I don't know what's about to happen, but this is my guy.
Bird talk. Like, we talk or like...
Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man. I'm gonna go shoot this jumper in your face right there in that corner, and it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that. He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats, and we always mentioning him. He was the
Yeah.
Man, he'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold. Cold dude, man, real cold.
I was getting ready to start a game, get up to the jump ball, and Larry said, you know, just out of the blue, he goes, go ahead, Kevin, tell Elvin Hayes what you told me. And I didn't tell him anything. And I said, well, go ahead and tell him, like, you said you were gonna kick his ass. And I'm like, oh, man. And Elvin Hayes is looking at me. Well, at that point, it was hard to say, no, I didn't say anything. I said, well, I guess so. But, you know, Larry just got so started up. Larry is a funny guy.
You know, Larry and I, we played against each other like 12, 13 years. We never shook hands, never spoke. I didn't speak to him for 13 years straight.
I love Larry even more hearing that.
Hey, another guy,
because he was
you
a dog.
don't have any idea how good he was if you hadn't played against him.
And the shit talking too, right?
Hey, listen, first time I played against him, yeah, I'm a rookie. I'm glad to be in the league. You know, I'm in the Boston Garden, and I'm guarding him, right? First play of the game, he said, I don't know why you got you guarding me, Holmes. I was like, huh? He shoots a 3. And I wasn't mad he made 3. I said, but this some bitch called me Holmes. You know? And so the next play, you know, I'm pissed. So he comes out, he shifts to his right, and I jump. I said, I got him. And I'm pumping it by my hand, and I banged it on him, right? And he on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I'm like, what? He said, I like you. You got balls. He said, I'm still getting 30 on your ass tonight. He got about 37. Yeah. But I wasn't mad because I'm paying my dues. That's Larry, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But that was the only time he ever talked trash.
There was one game in Cleveland where he was having a pretty rough first half, and in the old days in Cleveland you walked off the court the same way at halftime, and I kind of puffed up on him and walked beside him and was like, yeah, you're 1 for 10. I was like, that's defense, you know, and he just kind of looked at me and said, there's 2 halves. And he came back out and hit about 10 in a row on me. And the last one was left-handed. And he asked me if my mother was watching because he wanted to embarrass me. So, yeah, so he was tough.
Now, our back line at one time it was Kelly Tripucka, Bill Lambier, Kim Benson, 3 white dudes.
2 of them I ain't ever heard of.
Okay. All right. So we walk out on the court and he said, "Who guarded me?" And I said, "Well, hey, we both from Indiana. We talking stuff." Me and his mom had a close relationship in college. His mom would write me notes, was even writing me notes like when I was in the pros, like, good luck, everything else, right? So Larry used to always call me Cheesy, right? He's like, "Cheesy, who guarded me?" And I was like, you got Kelly, you got Lamb, I got Benson. He's like, "You ain't got no brothers?" he's like, "You
Disrespecting me.
That's what he said.
Straight up.
That's exactly what he said. He said, "Hey man, you can't put no white dude on me."
Hey, bro.
That is straight disrespect, right? He said, "Don't put no white dude on me." So check this out. So the next year we come back, I said, "I got somebody for your ass," right?
Yeah.
He said, "Who you got?" I said, "Robin." He said, "Okay, he's a little better." He said, "But don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful."
When I first came back from Italy, I walked on the court and we're playing the Celtics. And he tells me, "Yeah, big fella, you're in a little trouble tonight." Well, I was coming from Italy. I had a pretty good season, so I'm like, who does he think he's talking to? I'm the big dog. You don't get this. So he made a few moves. I stole the ball from him. I went down, took off. I think you can see it on YouTube. Dunked on his head hard. Boom. Came down another one. Boom. Yeah. Baby Hawk's my behind. You in trouble. And I'm running my mouth, which I shouldn't have done. I guess I got him fired up. And then Dominique obviously got him fired up because Dominique was scoring at will. Larry just decided, that's it. I'm finna light this whole team up. And he goes to make a move, and I'm thinking, I've got to stop him. I got a few fouls. So I forearmed him. He's falling down. He shoots that shot and hollers, "Money!" Well, he made the shot so well that it's like he almost dunked on me because the ball went down through the net and you could hear that pow. And I'm like, okay. I ran over, picked him up and said, "Hey, you a bad boy." And I'm never talking stuff again. It taught me when you got guys like him, Michael Jordan, those guys that have that next gear, don't get them started.
Larry Bird talking shit to you, saying, "I'm the best Indiana, put a 3 into my balls." That's true?
It is very true.
What year was this for you?
This was my first year.
Oh, okay.
That morning, they came out with a USA Today article, and they said that Larry didn't have it no more.
Ooh.
So he came out that night to make a statement, and I was just the prime candidate to be
Yeah.
Before the game, he told me, he was like, he just shook his head at me. He said, "Man, it's going to be a night for you."
So what did he put up?
I think he gave me 46 and 3.
What'd you do?
Man, I hadn't found out, but I was on his ass. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I was on. He was actually calling out bank shots. He would say, next time, bank shot left side. I'm gonna pump fake you. Your dumb ass gonna go for it.
He would tell you that, and it happened.
And I said, first of all, I'm gonna be so close to you. If you shoot the ball next time, I'm gonna try to rip your arm off your socket. And what you think he did, man? A quick pump fake, dog, and you go for that shit here.
Got you.
Man, come on, man. Larry was.
How cold was? I don't think.
I guarded his ass so tough.
When a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says, "Left side, across the 3," and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
But okay, so you guys got Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think,
and Eddie Johnson for celebrating
Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
It was the greatest film session ever because back then you didn't have, you watched the real game and just went, with a video. And Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept, not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that.
Fratello told me, Ricky Brown, Sly Williams, Eddie Johnson,
to meet in his room after we get out, if we get settled in our room, come up to his room, and we went up there. He had the game on. We sit on the couch, elbowing each other, like laughing. Just, man, look at that. Mike Patel said, man, look at him. He's kicking our tail, just wearing us out. And you guys on the bench high-fiving each other. That's gonna cost each one of you guys $100. I left out of the room and said, that's the best $100 seat I ever had.
I think, if you look at the 30 for 30 we did, where it said best of enemies with the Lakers Celtics, and they asked me about that, and I said, biggest talk I ever seen. Tell you, I jump at it trying to block. He said, Scott, you jump high, but not that high. He would just talk and the whole game. Oh, guys, I'm going right over there, catch the ball and shoot it. Ain't shit y'all can do about it. I mean, just like that, that type of talk. And I remember when I was talking to the producers and we was doing that film, I said, yeah, Larry's the biggest shit talker in the NBA. And then I said, I guess it ain't shit talking if you can back it up.
Yeah.
And Larry backed it up every single night. Yeah. I mean, the dude was unbelievable, man.
You said that not only would he talk shit to you, but he would tell you what he's going to do to you on the court. He's like, I'm going to shoot this from here. Boom. Oh, now I'm going to get, I'm going to put your ass here. Larry Bird, of all people, you would think. But he was the truth.
Let me tell you something. People always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round when they made the Magics, the Jordans, the Kobe's and stuff like that. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone. Man, Larry Bird would shoot it anywhere. If you think about how many times he won a championship and what he was doing and what he was averaging, people don't understand. They was like, oh, he was slow. He wasn't nah, he was just smart. You hear what I'm saying? He was smart and he can get it. He can get it done.
You and Larry Bird, teammates for a long time. What's your best Larry Bird story?
I think the story that sums up Larry the best was back then when we flew commercial, we didn't fly private. We played in a Tuesday night game in Cleveland. And of course, we got up for the first flight out. We had a game on Wednesday night in New Jersey. Snowstorm hits Cleveland. We're at the airport at 7 in the morning. Flight's canceled at 7. It's canceled at 8. It's canceled at 9. It's canceled at 10. Canceled at 11, 12. We finally leave about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. We fly up to New Jersey. Now the storm has kind of moved into Jersey. And the bus driver says, I can't get to the hotel, into the arena. I can only go to one place. Well, we had a game that night. We go to the arena. So we get to the arena, and we're dragging. And we're sitting around the locker room, and and everybody's kind of, we're tired, and and all of a sudden, the coach gives a little bit of a speech of, "Come on, man, guys, we're playing basketball. Let's get ready to go." And Larry stands up, and Larry says a couple other few choice words, and he says, "I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take it out on their rear ends." So I was like, "Oh, all right, so let's go." So we go on the floor. Albert King sitting there, and Larry walks up to Albert King and goes, "Don't take this butt whooping personally. I've been eating hot dogs all day." And then Albert King looks at him like, "You've been eating hot dogs all day? What's that got to do with me?" And we went out and just hammered him. I mean, we terrorized him. And that was Larry. There was no excuses. I mean, he just played. And I tell you, that was just his competitive nature. But a day when you fly all day and eat hot dogs in the airport, best thing was Albert's look on his face like, what hot dogs got to do with me?
I'm sure Larry Bird didn't trash talk you because you're a nice guy.
He was non-discriminatory in regards to who got.
Wait, what would he say to you? You're one of the nicest guys on the planet. What could
Well, I didn't get the brunt of it, as I've heard over the years. Get your hands off of me. It's going to be a long night. That kind of stuff. You can't guard me, and he would do it like a ventriloquist because you couldn't see his mouth move.
Was that because of the mustache?
That may have been part of it. But man, I will tell you this. I mean, we had a game. We were struggling in the early 80s. Hadn't quite gotten. It was right before Reggie got there in 87 and then Smits in 88 and the Davis boys. I was part of those teams as a broadcaster. We never got to play with Reggie, but I retired in 87. But there was a time when we actually found a way to beat the Celtics. Didn't happen. I think we beat them once. I hit a last-second shot. We played them tough in the game. Then had in the quirk of the schedule, sometimes you would play the same team back-to-back. One time at your place, and then you'd go there. And we had, I don't know if Bird had played well or if he was frustrated. Anytime he came back to Indiana, you sensed he was a little more focused. But anyway, we had played him well the game before, and then like within a few days, we had to go to the Garden, and he proceeded to drop 53 on me and whoever else was guarding him that night. And I'll never forget that. It was a different level of focus from one of the greatest players of all time.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring today's video. We've made it a long summer without basketball. But don't worry, the NBA is back. Get in on the basketball action with my partners at DraftKings. And right now, all new customers who bet $5 get $150 in bonus bets if your bets wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code PROSPORT. The crown is yours. And if sports betting isn't available in your state, don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy. Join the fun and compete for your shot at winning cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code PROSPORT, bet just $5 on any wager, and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code PROSPORT, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
I got your first playoff game is against Boston, 1983.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah. So that's your first time facing Bird in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time Bird ever talked trash to me. It was my rookie season, my first game I ever played against him.
What'd he say?
And that was the only thing. I can't even tell you what he said.
Clean up the language. What?
One of the things, the first thing, I think really the only thing he said to me, I'm guarding him. It's my first play. He's coming down the court, and I'm guarding him. He looks at me, he said, I don't know why they have you guarding me, Holmes. And he shoots the three. Now, I wasn't upset he made the three. I said, but this son of a gun just called me Holmes. But it was funny because after that, because they knew I was going to keep coming, But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me.
And Larry and I got to be great friends during the Dream Team. And, it's funny, he talked so much trash. I always talk trash. Talk trash on the floor. He was talking so much trash. But, he always talked trash. I remember he talked trash against us, talked trash against everyone else. But, the difference is he could back it up. Like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, a lot of my friends was like that. So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great.
This was the legendary game where the college guys came in and Chuck Daly let y'all tear their ass up. And as soon as y'all started getting back, he ended it, right?
So, yeah, so funny. So when we got an invitation, it was 8 of us. It was myself, Bobby Hurley, Allen Houston, Chris Webber, Rodney Rogers, Eric Montrose, and Grant Hill was on that squad. So we get to La Jolla, San Diego, and we check into the Marriott. We go up to our floor, and we're walking in the corridor, and we see this tall white guy coming down the hall. And I'm like, damn, that looked like Larry Bird. So he walked by us, and he says, y'all those college guys? And we was like, yeah, we the college guys. And he looked at us, and he said, get some rest, it's gonna be a long week, and walked off. And we was like, what the hell?
What y'all got us into?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, we like, all right, what's going on here?
I wanted to say what's up, and he just came at me like this, like, dang.
Yeah. So the next morning, we get up and we go to practice, and Roy Williams is our coach, but we only got 8. So we like, well, how are we practicing, and what are we practicing for? So we spent, I want to say, an hour doing the 3-man weave. And I'm like, what's going on here? Then they bus us to another location where the Dream Team is practicing. And these about 400 people standing outside waiting for the Dream Team to come out. They take us up to a top floor, and the Dream Team is practicing. They're finishing up their practice. And then they say, all right, get loose and stretch out. We're like, okay, we playing? They're like, yeah, we're gonna play next. So we get out the gates, like the first 15 minutes, we kicking their ass. we running them all out. Bobby Hurley in the lane, killing John Stockton. So they stopped the game and turned off the score. I think we were up like 72, 66 or something, 64, something like that. They just stopped the game. So we like, all right, was this halftime or some shit? They like, nah, the press coming in. So that's when the thing came out that Chuck Daly let us win. Because they were like, they didn't want to hold a complete game because they knew it was going to be downhill from there. Because we were trying to prove that we could represent the country. Yeah. So we lit their ass up, and then something happened. We're sitting there, and we get back to the hotel. Rodney Rogers says something to, it's a group of them. It's Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and everybody's shooting the shit. And Rodney Rogers said, hey, Larry, you ain't hit a jumper since '84. Magic heard that shit. And we ain't think nothing of it. The next day we came in, and I never seen this. And this one I was like, this is a different breed. Magic Johnson fed Larry Bird the ball probably about 8 times in a row down court. Larry Bird got the ball on Rodney Rogers, and every time he was about to make a move, he told him what he was going to do. One dribble, pull up, going left, off glass. Fuck it. One dribble, going right, spin, shot, bucket. He scored 9 times or 8 times in a row, left the court to go lay down because he couldn't sit on a bench. He had to lay down because of his back, and said, young fella, look like 84, huh?
Last time he made
Your first game against Larry Bird. You go up to shake his hand because you're a fan. And what happens next?
It was shocking. You know, and I'm a rookie. We small forwards because guys guarded each other back in there. You know, you couldn't duck each other. And so I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. And the first play of the game, he says, I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes. And he shoots a 3. I was pissed. You know, I said, I wasn't mad he hit the 3, but this called me Holmes. You know, and so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He landed on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I said, what? He said, I like you. You know, he said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass. You know, he got about 38, but I had to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, you know, back then, you know, as a rookie, you know, you got to pay your dues.
And me and Larry are from the same place of Indiana. I had a great privilege of not knowing Larry, but I played against his brother, Eddie, coming up through the ranks a little bit. I was the young guy that kind of came up through the history in Indiana and kind of broke a lot of Larry Bird's records. So Larry kind of had already known about me a little bit. But unfortunately, my rookie season, there was an article that came out in the paper, USA Today, and it said that Larry didn't have it anymore. We were the next game that the Celtics played in the Boston Garden. The X-Man came up with a sore knee that game. They put me into the starting lineup, and of course I took the challenge on. It's only Larry Bird. He puts his shorts on the same way I do, right? So he let me know from the start of the game what he was going to do. He really did. He let me know. He told me, he was like, you're the one that broke all my records. I said, yes. He said, so he basically said, I have something to show you tonight. So he basically told me every shot that he made of those 40 points, he told me what he was going to do before he made those shots, and he made them.
How was it when you first met him? Like, what was that interaction like, getting to know him?
He was great. I mean, he was a worker. We played a lot of one-on-one, full court, like half court, full court basketball, just, you know, in practice every day. I got to know Larry really well. He was a great worker, a great teammate. You know, he told me when he didn't think I was taking a good shot. I tell people all the time when they start complaining, oh, the coach doesn't believe in me or the star player on our team doesn't believe in me. I go, bro, when I played with Bird, he'd pass it, he'd get double teamed, he'd throw me the ball. But if I miss 3, I'm not coming back to me. Straight up. You got to earn those shots.
You do.
You got to earn the respect of your coach and your star players all the time. You got to earn that respect. You know, every game, you got to like be reliable and dependable. And that was what I loved about Bird.
It was 91-92 season, and we was playing the Boston Celtics. It was Bird, McHale, Parrish, the great 3, Ainge, and we was up 1, okay? He said, who's guarding as we come out of timeout? Now, remember, I'm a rookie because Price is out because he hurt. Right. He says, who's guarding me? I says, Craig Elo. He says, why you got that white boy on me? Don't put no white boy on me.
He said that was the most.
Now remember, Larry Bird is white.
Right.
He said, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna get in the corner. Dennis Johnson gonna pass it to me and I'm gonna hit the last second shot and it's over.
Come on, man.
So I told Joe Wood, I said, hey man, listen, the ball is going to Larry Bird. Everybody knows the ball's going to Larry Bird. Just do whatever you can. Craig, Gerald, just cover him.
Right.
All Bird did was go like this. See, it's leverage. It's not how strong you are sometimes, it's leverage.
Yeah.
He said, now look how hard that is.
Yeah.
Now somebody strong go, yeah, right?
Right.
You see how your demeanor went? That's all I need, TB.
Right.
Another
Enough
ball.
space to catch the ball.
And you know his fingers was all broke.
Right.
He hit the shot. All his Kevin McHale, all them, Randy Whitman, all them were jumping on, right? He was getting them off of him like this. He walked off and said, legend.
I thought,
Larry never really talked to me. But one particular in the 85, the 84 series, we're playing at Forum. And this particular play down, it was a timeout, and they're coming down, and Larry gets me at the top of the key, and he's walking me underneath this basket. He goes, Coop, I'm ready to wear your ass out. What? Okay, I get down to my best defensive stance. He goes down the lane, he comes off the left side, and Robert Parrish sets a pick. Great picker. Comes off, and we knew the play. We knew what was coming up, and Kareem was ready, and as Larry comes off the pick, shoulder to shoulder with Parrish, and I'm trailing behind him, he gets the basketball right about the elbow, and he gets the ball and he goes up, and Kareem stops him from turning the corner. Larry catches the ball, he goes up in the air, and here I come, and I'm like, I'm getting ready to smash this shit, man. So I jump up, and I got my hand, and I don't know how Larry got this ball between Kareem and I, because Kareem had his hands up. I'm coming with my right hand, and he hit a great pass. Like I said, I don't know how he got it to him. Hits Robert Parrish, or rolls to the basket, and Robert dunked it. And Larry looks over his shoulder at me and he laughs. He said, I told you. That right there, that shows you the essence and who this guy was. He was about team, he was about winning, he was about making plays. And
it was an exhibition game. It was fierce. I mean, every time Larry walked on that court, man, it was fierce as could be. And so he was rolling and rocking, and the place was just jumping, and the scoreboard was bouncing. And it's an exhibition game, and I had just come from 6 years with Donald Sterling and the Clippers, and I'm saying, oh my gosh. And I could hear the fans chanting. And so I go up to Larry and I say, hey, Larry, I hear the fans, but I can't make it out. Are they chanting Jerry? And he looked at me with this enraged look, and he said, no, they're chanting my name, and you better get used to that. Then he turned and banked in a three. I mean, he was incredible. The single greatest player I ever played with.
You all got real close during the Olympics, and I hear from Magic that they used to tease you.
Oh, yeah. Larry and I, we got to be very close during the Olympics. At first, it was New York against Boston. I used to hate him because he talked so much trash. But once we finally got to sit down in a relaxed atmosphere, we got to be very good friends. And the part about the teasing, it wasn't just him. It was Larry, Magic, Michael, Scotty. They used to all, like when we was in Barcelona, they had a rec room. We all used to go in there and sit down, play cards and talk. And they used to kill all of us because they won championships and we hadn't.
Larry was just an intense competitor. Not one word ever said on the court between us.
You couldn't ask for some better talent than what you have here tonight. Bird and Marcus Johnson.
I remember we were playing them one time, and Kersey, this redhead referee, was reffing, and our game plan with me was always to try and play him physical, to kind of, bump him off his game, try and deny him the basketball. And Larry told Jess Kersey, you're like, Red, get him off me. And Jess Kersey, hit me with 2 quick fouls. And I just looked at Jess like, Jess, come on, man. What the heck is this? But that's kind of the stature that Larry had started to reach after about 3 or 4 years in the league. And I'm frustrated as I've ever been as a basketball player. It's like, how are you going to let this guy dictate who can play him aggressively and who can't? There are bigger things in basketball, and not to get so wrapped up into what was going on the basketball floor that it caused me to be bitter and to be angry and to be frustrated. So that was just kind of part of my growth process.
He's a very competitive player, and I'm a very competitive player, and we go head to head, and we go for blood almost. It's just, we're so competitive, and I just tell him a good game, and I just smile a little bit.
Worthy. Dennis Johnson with Cooper all over him. He can't do a thing. Bird, turnaround, hit. Low inbound. Magic gets inside the basket, counts it a foul. And a great pass. That was a great pass. Bird against 3 Lakers. So the Celtics have come back twice. Bird, double. Dennis Johnson, 2 seconds. It's good. The game is over.
Magic, you love Larry Bird. And here's the thing. You played him for 4 titles. You won 3. Bird won 1.
Yes.
But your relationship is such that they're even doing a Broadway play about you and Bird.
You know, coming up in college when we met for the 1979 NCAA championship, you know, I had a real dislike for Larry. We were able to beat Indiana State, and then, of course, coming into the NBA, playing them 3 times, and then him winning 1, our Lakers winning 2 of them. And I just hate anybody in green. It was with Larry, it was with Kevin McHale, because you had to hate the Celtics to beat them, because when I got here, we were 0-4, I think 8, and then the first time against the Celtics in the championship series, and then we lost that in '84. That made us 0-9, I believe. And so you have a real dislike for them. But now Larry and I are friends. We're about to do this play, or they're about to do this play about Larry and I should say.
I was the first guy really to guard Larry. I remember I was like you. I was the king of the mountain, man. I was averaging about 20 and 10 when Bird got here. Yeah. So I'm thinking he's coming to this building. I'm looking at him, but we have the first practice. I'm thinking like, this ought to be a piece of cake. Yeah. Guy don't look fast, don't look good. Yeah. I'm about to do something to him.
Yeah. Indiana.
Boy, I'm telling you what, it changed my opinion about racism in this world. Because I remember he scored the first basket jet on me. I scored on him, second basket. But as I proceeded, he kept going further and further and further away. And by the end of the practice, it finished. The first black person I said, you know what? That fucking white guy can play down there.
I never forget driving, and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP. And we're big rivalries, so I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right, Bird. He makes the shot, Bird. I said, God damn, who is Bird? Bird. You know, here's Bird, and Bird this, and Bird, oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. And when the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. Damn, that brother. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn. Woo! Larry, it wasn't you know, be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
Who is somebody that the best trash talker to you?
Larry Bird. Larry's the blackest white dude.
Yeah, ever.
Ever met. And, you know, I've been with Larry since Larry Bird, Boston.
But
in the summertime, me, Len Bias, Mike Brown, we would get to do Boston Celtics kids camp.
Okay.
We would counsel.
Okay.
I don't know what any of those kids look like. I slept all day, and then we scrimmage at night.
Okay.
For a whole weekend, they give you $175. They were big spenders.
Oh, okay. Big win back then.
And so me and Len Bias would be like, these guys are coming in from Europe, and we busting it. You know, that was it. That was their try. Celtics they would know what they were going to do. And so they had us come since I was sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
And when the night came, I had been with Larry and Mikhail, because they get there and they work out early.
Mm-hmm.
They be there August, September. And I thought I was going to be a Celtic. I did.
Really?
So he would be like, man, too bad we didn't get you, Sal. I said, yeah, he goes, y'all double me tonight when I get the ball in the wing? I said, nah, man, straight up. He goes, y'all ain't double teaming me?
Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Nah, I got you, dog. You don't like height. He goes, mouse in the house. And they lifted. He walked me down to the post, got the ball. He said, you better ask for a double team, Sal.
Talking to you the whole time.
And he would move at his speed.
Yeah,
I don't care how fast you think you are.
Right.
Playing for Larry Bird was incredible. One of the all-time greats, one of our heroes that we watched and competed against, and a brilliant basketball mind. But You remember the story when we for some reason we were in the layup line, and Reg and I, as the captains of the team, we had I don't remember what we had to go back.
People are not gonna believe this.
I don't remember what we had to go back and talk to Larry Bird about before the game. 20 seconds on the clock, we're getting layups. Reg and I jog off the court, go into the back. You take it from there.
So Jack and I, we go back into the locker room and we're like, where's Coach? Where's Coach Bird? And they're like, oh, he's in his office. We go to his office. He's not in his office. We're like, the trainers are back there. We're like, hurry up, we got to get back out to the court. Like, where is he? And then, you know what? It even might have been, God rest his soul, Slick. Looks us like, go check the shower. So we head back to the shower because we had to ask him this question. Before we got out there, we go around the corner. Larry Legend sitting in a chair. He's got a pack of Newports. Just smoking away. Oh, what you guys need? We're like, we're good, Coach. Don't worry about it, right? We're good. We're good. He's like, all right, I'll see you guys out there in a few minutes. I look at Jack. Jack looks at me. He's like, did we just Larry in there smoking a Newport? Right? We're like, this is Larry Legend. Did y'all ever bring it up to him? No.
And it's documented the worst first half that a starting backcourt has had.
Oh my God! I couldn't make a shot.
We were mentally gone. I hear what we just witnessed affected us.
Now, mind you, remember now how we look at Larry Bird in our eyes. Number one, we played against him. I patterned my game after Larry Legend. Being from Riverside, this is the mid-'80s. Of course, it was Lakers-Boston. That was the rivalry. And you had to pick sides. So, we were Laker fans. But I patterned my game after Larry Bird. I wanted to know how he worked out, how he approached games, his trash talking, all that. So this is how we looked at Larry. So for us to walk around the corner and see him just sprawled out on a chair.
Deep inhale.
Is it? What y'all need? Like, it wasn't a care in the world. Like, he was shocked, like, oh, God. Here's our captains. It wasn't anything like that.
That is hilarious, man. I remember my rookie year, but I didn't guard him, Larry Bird. We played him in the Boston Garden, and I was in the paint, and somehow the ball was swung around, and Larry had caught it, and I was running out to Larry Bird, and you know his famous motion, he just kind of shot it. As I was running out, he said, "Too late, rookie." That's what he said. Too late, rookie, and obviously it went down, and I just shook my head and ran down to the man. That was like your introduction to the league. That was my intro to the league. It's like, welcome, rookie. You know who I am, Larry Legend. That's who I am. Too late.
Larry could just flat out score and give you numbers and be talking shit. There were times I had to guard him. The player's coming, but he would tell you what's coming. He says, if you trail, I'm going to trail into the lane and shoot a little floater. And he said, if you pop, he said, if you try to get over the top, he said, I'm going to pop to that corner and bust a jumper in your face. I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm all up on it. I got his shirt tail, I'm holding it. I'm like, you know where I'm from. I'm from Gastonia. I mean, he ain't talking. He ain't gonna. Sure enough, man, the ball comes in. DJ takes a couple dribbles. I'm quick enough. I think I can get over the top. I get over the top. I get out there, but he pops to the corner and I'm running. He kind of waiting. He was an asshole.
We knew going to Game 6. I said, man, we could advance and we can beat these guys. And we blew our opportunity. After the game, Barrett made a prediction. He said, Atlanta blew their opportunity. I'm guaranteeing a win in Boston.
Our shots are going to drop a little bit better, and we're going to be running a little bit faster. So I'd say Sunday's going to be a big win for the Celtics.
We get to Boston. Yeah, so whoever guarded me tonight going to have a long night. Unfortunately, Bird was saying the same thing in the other locker room to his teammates. He only had 12 points going to the fourth quarter. Kevin Willis, it was me and Larry. We would run down the court, and Kevin reached across me, put his hands, and Bird said, don't let this so-and-so score any more tonight. I'm like, what you doing? Wow. You don't wake up a sleeping giant. And his eyes got that big, and he got hot.
It's Bird's turn. Bird snaps free. Comes up with a shot, and the Celtics lead it. And it's Bird.
It was a shootout in the fourth quarter. It came down to the last shot.
And that's it. Boston 118, Atlanta 116.
So I'm going to guess that the Celtics, was that the favorite team you like to go up against? If so, a particular player? If not, what's a team or player, your favorite opponent?
Well, mine was the Celtics because I was from Hartford, Connecticut. And I got tired of all them in Connecticut that were Boston fans. Ooh,
Stop it. Stop it. Oh, man, the hometown wasn't cheering for you?
Hell no, because they booed. Listen, this one, Brad and them knew my name. Ricky, kiss your mama. He said, kiss your mama, Ricky. That daggone Doc Hurley.
Look, we got to set that up because it was such a beautiful moment. Rick Mahorn coming back to Hartford. And Celtics.
Oh, you guys are playing in Hartford.
One of the games down in Hartford. Ambassador came out, and the bastard just says all of a sudden, he said, Ricky. And Rick Mahorn's mom was there. All of a sudden, he said, Ricky, kiss your mama, Ricky, kiss your mama. And for the rest of the night, that's all we were saying.
Hey, look.
Mahorn, kiss your mama.
But Brad, I'm going to tell you something. You know, it's funny. That's what Larry Bird, I think we're in a car together. I'm posting him up. And he's laughing, and he was telling me something. He's like, because you started that shit, kiss your mama, and then we playing.
You started that, Mac?
Hey,
I
listen,
didn't start that shit.
They were booing me in Hartford. I'm like, well, motherfucker, I'm from here. Hey, as soon as that shit started, I said, man, I hate Boston. And I was rooting for the Knicks all the time. I couldn't stand Boston.
Al, I can't let you slide on this. I need to know, did you miss your first meeting with the legendary Larry Bird?
So this is what happened, man. So this is what happened, bro. It's so crazy, bro. So listen. So I got drafted. I'm 18 years old, so I can't really go nowhere, right? So I had just got a Ford Expedition. So I loaded up the Expedition with all my homies, my high school girlfriend. We ride into the city. We realize we get to the city, we can't do nothing. So we just go right back to Jersey, right? Get back to Jersey, go back to the hotel, hang out, no drinking or nothing. We young, we chilling. I get up in the morning, my mom calls me. She's like, yo, don't be late. We on our way to the airport. I'm like, all right, man, cool. So I had this guy that was supposed to be my manager. Thank God all of this happened, bro. God has always been on my side, dog, for real. Like, even though I missed that meeting, it opened up something else for me to realize, you know, that this dude was not supposed to be in my life. Like, for real, bro, like crazy. And I'm staying at the Newark Marriott. I'm at the airport. You know, the Marriott airport the Newark Marriott is at the airport. It's on the airport. So no Uber then, you gotta wait for a taxi. Go downstairs, call a taxi. The taxi comes. This guy that I was telling you, my manager, named Sylvester Clay, he was obese. He was a big dude, like huge, right? Car comes, he can't get in the car. He can't get in the car. Duck his head in, go leg first, go this way trying to get in the joint. Can't get in the joint, right? So instead of him saying, like, Al, go ahead, I'll figure it out, he like, let's just wait for another car. A van finally comes, long story short, get to the airport. I'm running. Obviously, he can't run. I get to the thing, the lady closing the door. So I'm like, I'm here. She's like, well, we closed the door on the plane already. I was like, please, I have to get on. My mother's like, where are you? She's calling me like, where are you? I'm like, Ma, I'm at the door. They won't let me on the plane. Obviously, plane takes off. I take the next plane, land in Indianapolis. I'm excited, but my mom is calling me and she's like, yo, I can't believe you missed this flight, blah, 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 blah. When I walk into the arena for the press conference, I see my mom and I see her face. She looks so disappointed, right? So I walk in and Larry Bird said, I walked to Larry Bird. He looked at me, he reached his hand out to me, and I know this is a Christian show, but I gotta say what he said.
No, you can edit it.
Okay. He said, don't ever effing be late again. That's what he told me.
You had Larry Legend cuss you out.
He didn't say hi. He didn't say welcome to the team. He said, don't ever effing be late again. That was the first thing Larry Bird said to me. Larry Legend, bro. The dude I used to watch on TV, dog. Like, that's how he greets me. I'm excited to meet Larry Bird, and that's how he greets me, bro.